SimpleSeps OverPrint 2.0, the spot color screen printing game changer. In this session, we're going to get into design and overprinting palettes, and we're going to get into seeing how we can optimize and maximize our color printing, our color management, and also our bidding and quoting when we understand working with overprinting and overprinting palettes from SimpleSeps OverPrint. The fact of the matter is that the majority of the screen printing industry and those printing are going to look at a design like this. And by default, they're going to say this is going to be a golden yellow, a red, a black, and a flesh. And they're going to quote 4 colors. And they're not going to think outside of what's available with the spot colors. Typically, they default to thinking in process with many different colors or simulated process. But as an overprint user, understanding how overprinting works and how the application works, you're able to enter a whole new level of optimizing your color management, your color printing, and also optimizing how you're bidding and quoting jobs, and then taking your graphic design to the next level and being able to manage that based on customers and clients. Very often teams, schools, and associations, they have colors associated with their company or their brand or their team. Logos have specific colors. Teams have specific colors, such as the Wildcats here with golden, yellow, red, and black. Well, the normal screen printer looks at this, he just thinks in flat color. But you as an overprint user, you realize you can take the overprinting color and create designs like this and actually use less colors. You'll use the red and the golden yellow to make the flash, and then you'll add all kinds of shading and highlighting in different color to the design. Now when you look at these two designs side by side, there's a dramatic difference in the quality of the design. We can see that the overprint design actually has a lot of depth and pop to it, whereas the flat spot color design is just kind of flat. So understanding that, what I want to do is take this session and take a look at working with our palettes and working with design. So we've got some basic design elements set up here. We've got a glove, a baseball bat, a baseball, and a Wildcat's tail design here. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and copy this. I'll hit Control C here, and we'll go ahead and open up a new page. We'll select OK. We'll change this to a landscape, and we'll go ahead and paste this in, and we'll bring these up here on the page. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to get a palette, an overprinting color palette just for the Wildcat. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and just create 3 vector objects here. And then I'll go over here to my CMYK. I'll just click on these buttons up here at the top, left click, hold down, release, and I can move that. I'll fill one of these with a golden yellow, one of these with a red, and then one of these with a black. Then I'll simply go ahead and select all 3 of these. Come over here to Advanced Tools, and I'll go to SimpleSeps OverPrint 2, and we'll open that up. Then we'll go ahead and move this over here. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Color Management tab, and I'm going to convert these all to Pantone, because OverPrint will only do conversions with Pantone spot colors. So I'll click on Create Selection Palette. Go ahead and select black, red, and the golden yellow, and I'll go click on one-click conversion here. Now that's all set. Now I can go to the Overprint Conversion tab, and this is where I'll do my selections and conversions. So here with that select, I'll go Create Selection Palette. Go ahead and click on Select All, and then I'll come here, I'll click on Generate Overprint Palette. And that'll start processing again. Our palette will take the golden, yellow, the red, and the black, and it'll start giving us a color palette based on those 3 colors of the different tints, shades, colors, and blends we can get working with just those 3 colors. Now this is now going to be my custom color palette for the Wildcats and their sports teams, because I know that their mascots and their colors and everything are all based on golden, yellow, red, and black. So after this is processed, I can save this palette, and then I can use it in the future anytime I'm working on a Wildcats design. This gives me the ability to create designs for my customers and clients working with a much broader spectrum of color, tints, and shades in their designs than I would be able to if I was just thinking in the realm of flat spot colors. This is actually going to take about another 2 or 3 minutes to finish processing, so we'll go ahead and pause here and we'll resume when we finish processing our overprinting palette. Once SimpleSeps OverPrint is finished processing the palette, we'll see that we have all of the colors that are available to us from the golden yellow the red, and the black. We also include a white here just in case there's a white in your design, so that won't have to be converted to an overprinting color. Well, we can see that we get all kinds of oranges and pinks and flesh tones. We even get some military greens from the yellow and black. As you come down through, you can see maroons and browns, and get down here and see tans and different colors that you can use based on the colors of the wildcats. Now, one of the things we can do also is we can save this palette. I can come over here to the palette manager, and I'll just call this Wildcats Colors. Then I'll just go ahead and click on Save, and that'll save that palette for me, and that palette will be available now in my palette list. We do have some preloaded palettes that you can look at or work with coming directly from SimpleSeps OverPrint, but you can also save and delete your own palettes. Now, just to demonstrate this, what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and close SimpleSeps OverPrint, and then I'll go ahead and open that back up. Then if we come over here, we can go to our overprint conversion. We can come over to our palettes, come down here to the Wildcat Colors, and then we'll go ahead and import that. And then we'll have that palette open for us. Now, I'm not going to need these three objects anymore, so I'll go ahead and delete these. And then I can come over here to my clip art. I'll go ahead and minimize my overprint here, and we'll just put this up here. And with our design here, what we can do is we can start to design or create our designs with our overprinting colors. For example, I can take this baseball bat here, go ahead and make this a little bit larger, and we'll rotate this just so it's straight up and down. We'll zoom in here. Click on Ungroup All. I actually fill the full bat with, say, a bat color, or what would look like a wood color. It would probably be something like this here, but maybe a little bit lighter, going down into here, something like that, or something with a little bit more yellow, like right there. That could be a nice bat color. Now there we've got a nice tan wood color coming out of our overprinting palette for the Wildcats. I'll take this gray area that would be shading, and I'll make that a little bit of a darker color there. And I'll take this other area here and I'll do the same, but not quite as dark. Now I can look at that color and say, you know what, I really like that for the bat color, like that, and I could change that if I wanted to. Now I can come to this black that's here, and I can change this to a much darker brown to have that look like it belongs there, as you can see. So now I'm working with these colors, and I'm colorizing this design based on the Wildcats color. Now that'll be my baseball bat. Go ahead and group that. I can come over here to the baseball. I'll go ahead and ungroup this. Zoom in and select the laces. I can just fill those with the red because I've got the full Pantone colors down here also. I'll leave the baseball as white. I could change this shade of gray here to a tint of the gray, something like that there, just so I know that's going to be at the actual 15%. I'll be able to hold that real well. Go ahead and group that. Then come over here to, say, the glove, and I'm looking at this is a lot of objects, but I want to change this white to a glove color. Well, I can use my color management tab in SimpleSeps on this object. I'll just select this Create Selection Palette. I'll go ahead to the white here, select all objects, minimize this again, and I'll fill that with a glove type of color. Now looking at my palette here for the glove, it might be something like that there, which is kind of a leather color. I might want something a little bit lighter, something like that there. That would be a nice type of tan brown glove color. And you can see I'm colorizing, as I said, the design with the overprinting palette. Go back to my overprint here. I'll deselect that. Click on Show Color Names here. And I want to make sure I got everything selected here. So we'll create Selection Palette again. And I can come down through here and I can see I've got some different densities of color here in the actual graphic. And I'll actually take this darker gray that's here, and I'll go ahead and select all objects there. Minimize this again, and we'll go with a darker brown color in there, something like that. And you can see we just added all of that in there. So looking at this, I can see I've got some brown, I've got some black, and it looks like it's laced with gray lace, and it's got the leather of different colors of leather in the glove. So now I've colorized the glove. So I'm working with just these colors, but I'm very effectively creating a multicolor design based on the Wildcats colors. So to finish the design, all I need to do is something like, I'll go ahead and move this palette up here, but I could take this glove and just set this in the background here, bring this baseball and put it like it's kind of in the glove there, then take one of these bats, go ahead and rotate this, make it a little bit bigger, and then I can go ahead and duplicate this, go ahead and mirror it. I'll right click, order, and I'll select to back of page, and I've got this whole design laid out very easily. If I want to change this rotation, maybe I want that to rotate just a little bit more, something like that there. And we could do the same here also. Then we'll mirror that again. Go ahead and select both of these, and I'll just hit C to center them. And then I'll just right click on this and select order and go to back of page. Now I've got an overprinting design. I can actually select this glove here, and we'll make this just a little bit smaller. Bring that right in there, and then move our Wildcats baseball tail right there. And then bring all of this and set it up on the center of page. Now I could do some more. I could add some outlines and different effects with the design. But here in the video, literally in a matter of minutes, I've been able to create, save that palette, then set this up as an overprinting design. And as I said, this is just a basic design. Move this in a little bit right there, and then bring that down to there. Now once this is done, to set this up for overprinting, all I need to do is go back to my SimpleSeps overprint. Go to my tab here, go ahead and select everything here. Click on Convert to Overprint Colors just to make sure everything's converted. Might be missing something there in the tail there. And then go ahead and click on, after that's processed, Convert to Overprint Design. And I want to make sure I have everything selected on the page there. And then let that process. Once that's finished processing, here on the next page I'll have my actual overprint design. Go ahead and ungroup everything here, and we can see that we're creating our colors with overprint. I'm going to ungroup all here. There we go, and we can see the actual colors here. We've got the red on top of the yellow on top of the black, making the brown or the golden brown for the baseball bat. So now that I've converted this design, working with all the additional colors that I have available through the overprinting palette that I actually saved for the Wildcats, and I'll have that for all of my future work relating to Wildcats designs, I can go ahead and minimize this. Actually go here to Advanced Tools, SimpleSeps Smart Rip 4. Come down here and go to Separations. I'll select Halftones. Not going to need a white highlight here. I'll go with my all black output. Come down here to my black. I'll do that at 52 just to offset that angle a bit. Since I've got golden, red, and yellow in here, I want to use my interlocking to get the best possible color blend, so I'll interlock that. And then we're all set. Now if I want to do trapping, choking, and spreading here, because I've got a lot of black, I could do that. But for this session, we'll just go ahead and rip this to halftones. Go ahead and click on Generate Separations. And SimpleSeps Smart Rip 4.0 go through and create my halftone color separations and my halftone preview for me. Once that's finished processing my halftone color separations, I'll have my halftone preview here. Once again, these monochrome halftone previews don't look very good when they render in CorelDRAW. Obviously look entirely different when you print them on press. But here's my actual color separations set up and ready to go directly in CorelDRAW, all working with just those three colors, the Wildcats overprinting color palette. And I think we can see that working with overprinting, we're going to be able to optimize both the way in which we manage our colors, reduce our colors, we're going to get that advantage on bidding and quoting and creating more colorful, better designs, and also being able to save and manage palettes for our different clients and organizations that we design for on a regular basis. So go ahead and wrap here, and we'll see you in our next video.